What is going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Bobby Fi here. Sheets is at the live final. So first of all, we're going to be pulling for Sheets today to take it down. Look, it's a huge tournament. Obviously the live finals are massive and it would be awesome to see Sheets take it down. I thought we'd build together because I was not sure I was going to be able to play, but I did end up just entering some lineups late. So I'm going to build some stuff and we're going to do it together and sort of see where we're at. I made some tweaks. We'll go through it in just a bit, but I want to see where we're at first without doing much using the Saber Sim projections today. As I mentioned, I use Sheets and Goldies for everything else. I just don't for Saber Sim as much. Have a few golf sweats. Not great on DraftKings. Awesome start on FanDuel for me. So we'll see how it goes. See where that cut line ends up and see how we look at the end of the day, I guess. All right. Any questions or thoughts? Feel free to pop them in the chat anytime. Want to remind everybody, partnership with Paydirt and SaberSim. We have a really unique offering. I think it's really awesome. So hopefully you guys will take a look at it. And with that said, I'm going to get into it right after we run the Sims after this is done. So let's pull for Sheets tonight, and then we can win. All the TrueDFS members can win everything else. Sheets. Nobody else is running into the same slate Sheets is. So Sheets can win, and you can win too. So here we go. All right. We are going to be, I'm going to make sure that we have the right amount. Okay, so let's see what we're getting. Just, again, with just a few minor tweaks. All right, Sohan, I still think this projection's too high. I'm fine with getting to a good amount of Sohan. I'll get to him anyway. But I think 35 is a little exaggerated. This is FanDuel we're running through first. We'll do DraftKings afterwards. I did bump up Booker and Durant, which I like both of those. Oh, did I? Yeah, there's Durant and Booker I bumped up. And I'm just going to make sure that we're getting enough of the Westbrook. Yeah, that's a pretty good amount and feel pretty good actually about most of these exposures. I'm going to rerun it with lowering a little bit on Sohan. Paolo is 9,200 over here, so it's hard to ignore him, but we could drop him a tiny bit. There is some blowout risk in that game. And Lonnie Walker, I will drop just a little bit because I'm a little, again, just trying to get a little bit off of the too chalky ascent here. And we obviously need a starting lineup from Charlotte. That game doesn't start till 8 Eastern. Mostly I would like to delay, so we'll just see what we're getting from the early games. Paolo and Franz, totally good with it. I think if you wanted to reach for Corey Joseph on DraftKings, it makes more sense than it does FanDuel, but still not getting there and really not getting to much at all. I did want to bump up before I rerun these. I do think this projection's too low for SAR. I don't know that I'm going to end up with any anyway, but I did want to bump it up. And I also want to bump up Quentin Grimes, who is perpetually under projected. So we always have to bump up Quentin Grimes just a little bit. We're going to make this 41. All right, so let's rebuild and sort of see what we're getting on FanDuel. Then we'll go over to DraftKings and see where we're at. Oh. Feels like it's been a long week. For some reason, I'm tired. I don't know why I'm this tired, but I've been doing a no drinking, super heavy workout thing and dropping some weight. So hopefully that's why I'm tired. But it should be giving me more energy, and instead I've got less. But we'll see. It's early on. It's only been a couple weeks, I guess, since I got back from Colombia. All right. I think it's going to give us some grind. I think it's going to give us a pretty healthy amount of grind, which I feel good about. And again, you can always adjust. I just didn't want to lock myself into the first games. And really, Paolo and Franz, I'm fine with both of them. But usually I bump them up. I'm bumping them down just a tiny bit today, just because I think there is some value in waiting. We know that the NBA, we're going to get late news almost every day. So that's the way I'm treating this anyway. And I am going to remind everybody, if you're not late swapping, you're giving yourself no chance, really. So make sure that you are. And all right, where did we end up with? Okay, so that's our exposure. I'm still getting into a pretty good amount of Paolo. And okay, we're gonna go Nurkic, Simpson. I'm gonna change them in uniques to 3 and see how much that does for me. Sheets is a little more of a stickler for changing your min and your max destination RI. Really not changing much at all. A little more Lonnie Walker than I think that I'm not as sold on this as being as sure of a thing as maybe it's being treated. So I'm going to drop that one down a little bit more. Probably going to end up rebuilding again before lock. And then I've got to get out of here in about 15, 20 minutes. And so I can post all my my updated exposures once I figure out exactly what I'm doing. Boy, I dropped Lonnie Walker. Let's rebuild this. I dropped this thing. We're going to rebuild this again. I just feel like I don't need to have all the Lonnie Walker. Now, look, it's going to matter. It's not going to matter because the late swap anyway, but I wanted to give an idea of exactly what I'm doing on this particular slate. It's been a weird week. I didn't play last night because I couldn't late swap, so I was out, and then I didn't play on Monday. Obviously I did my shows and stuff, but so it's kind of been a weird weekend, and then a really bad night on Wednesday for me. Just totally biffed it up. I talked all day about trying to save for the late games and still didn't save enough spots. So that was a little bit frustrating. Let's see where we're at here. And I have a feeling we're going to be a little closer to what I want to get to. And mostly what we're going to focus on is this first game because we can late swap. So Paolo is somewhere in the 50% range. Franz in the 25% range feels fine to me. I do really like both of them a lot. And what's happening here? Let's go to 3-man uniques. And we're going to run the sim again. It's just going to give me the Paolo, and I'm fine with it, especially on FanDuel where he's 9,200. We've seen Paolo kind of explode lately, especially as long as there's no Cole Anthony. It feels like one of he or Franz sort of has to have a big game. Now they have raised the price on both of them, but Paolo's been really, really solid, and Franz has not been quite as solid. So I feel like he's been a little bit over projected lately, but again, it's still a premium matchup, and I think that you could see a ceiling type of performance. Okay, I'm okay with that. I don't love I get like this one lineup with KCP, so whatever. But I'm not excited about playing KCP on this slate. I don't really know why that's happening. AJ Johnson, as long as he starts, I'm kind of okay with that one as well. So really not getting into too much on the Washington side. Really, it's just the Paolo and the Franz, which like I said, I'm totally fine with. It's such a premium matchup. Let's go over to FanDuel and DraftKings and build over here. I'm not playing many lineups, so there's not going to be the exposures may not give it away. I'm only playing one in the 585 and then like 20 in the $4 because I was too late to get into the $15 tournament. So we'll see how it goes. I did make some tweaks along the way, and we are going to rebuild. We're going to build with those tweaks and see where we're at and see if we like where we're at. All right. Again, guys, if you're in here, we want to keep doing some of these videos for free. Please click the like button and all that. Most of this slate is going to be done post-lock. As you can see, we have the 1 hour gap between the starting games and the other part. I did bump up, and I wanted to make sure I do, in fact, have it that Sarr. Yeah, I just think there's some upside for him. We've seen it lately. I'm really impressed with him. And I think he's gonna. I think that he's been a talked about guy for in college for a while, and I really think that he's pretty interesting going forward. I think there's some real upside to his game, especially defense. Like I feel like defensively is really where he should thrive, and he's been great offensively. So that's been kind of lately he's been great offensively, and that's been kind of a little bit of a surprise. Let me just make sure I'm getting to the Westbrook amount that I need to. Oh, I can't get to Westbrook over here. Aha. They cut this out early. Oh, and we have the Grimes bump up. Make sure I bumped up Grimes. Okay, I did. And I actually could argue that we could get a little more of Grimes if we wanted to. In fact, not playing that many lineups. Let's give Grimes a little bit give him a little bit even more. Kind of an ugly slate a little bit, to be honest. The other one I bumped up is, I know it's a bad matchup, but if this game stays, I bumped up Bridges quite a healthy bit. Do like Bridges, and if we're going to have this much of the Nurkic, having some Diabate, okay, makes some sense. I don't think you really want those two together, but it's not a huge deal if you ended up there. And then let's run the sim. We're just going to leave 1 min unique because we're not playing that many lineups. We made a few tweaks, and we're going to sort of let it cook, as they say, as the young kids say. Or do the young kids say it or do the old kids say? I don't know who says it. All right, let's apply. And let's see where we're at. Obviously, Nurkic over here because of the price. Ooh, that's too much Bridges. I may have gone a little too. There's definitely a blowout risk enough to where we don't need to play that much of Bridges. As I mentioned, I think this projection is a little too high on Lonnie Walker. Going to drop that one down. Paolo, probably a little bit ambitious, but still reasonable. I did bump up Keldon Johnson, and I am getting to that Quentin Grimes as my sort of more unique play, which I like. I initially lowered the projection on Amen Thompson, Sar Thompson, excuse me, but you know what, 26 feels fine. I like the idea of getting to a little bit of it, and those are sort of the main pieces. All right, so let's rebuild with the slightly lowered number on Bridges. I do like Bridges. Don't get me wrong. I just didn't want him in every lineup. Let's see where we're at. Anybody else with any good golf lineups that they've got going into the weekend? Let's take a quick look. I know I'm in second in this one in the what's it called tournament. Look at this build though. This is a pretty juicy one. We got the low ownership too with Davis Riley and Harry Hall and Victor Hovland. We got the Bridgman in first, and then Fleetwood and Xander, who should have a good weekend. So pretty content. I could be in first going into the weekend. That's always fun. So we'll see how that one shakes out. All right. And those of you guys who are, are new to us or whatever, we did, I do post all my exposures. I did it for golf this week. I do it for NBA every day. And it's just one of the things that we want to offer that's different is really show you, our whole site is about transparency and telling you exactly what we're doing. And you can see we back it up because we do show it to you every single day. All right. What do we think the cut is? So it was, I thought that minus +1 was looking like it was out of that. Oh, +2. +2 is still in the mix, by the way. And that would save some of my Michael Kim lineups. That would save, oh my God, did Adam Scott just come back a little bit? Okay. He was at 5 over, and now he's, let me just make sure that's right. Yeah, he's up. So we need Adam Scott's birdie on 18. He should have had the birdie on 15. I don't know where he's at or where that is, but I do have a ton of Adam Scott lineups. So hoping for that one. Not a good day for for my Nikolai Højgaard. It looked good yesterday, but not so much today. All right, so that's, look, I'm pretty content to leave this one be. I love the getting different with Grimes. I like that we're way over on Bridges. Again, not playing a ton of lineups today. I'm going to go ahead and save and put these in until we get a starting lineup, unless it's anything unusual from Washington. I'm probably going to let this cook until we have the late swap. It is Friday, so I will be out. So to the site members, I don't think I'm going to be able to do late swap shows, but I'm happy to answer any question. I'll be monitoring the slate, and I will be obviously late swapping as I go from wherever I go out at. I'm not going to say where, down here in LA. All right, 2-1, and then we just upload the DraftKings. And now we at least don't have Jalen Williams, who's not playing in our lineups anymore, which was just a placeholder. Should we see what the 555 looks like? I'll probably end up editing it before lock. See, terrible on DraftKings. I played, I really thought it was going to be a good week, but not been so much. Simpson, Hartenstein, Nurkic. Kind of like this, to be honest with you. Hopefully Charlotte can get it some fourth quarter run out of Bridges. It is a back-to-back. It's a little grim, the Bridges, but there's so much upside, and when no one's doing it, I like the idea of getting a little different. So I still think I'm going to probably end up changing that, but that's my current 555 right now. And obviously we got to the Bridges because we raised the median projection of him. All right. What else is there to talk through on this slate? Any questions or thoughts? What do you think of Mamu as a tournament play? I think that's he had one of the most efficient games in NBA history. Now, look, I did get to some of him. I don't know why. My guess is I end up with 0 of him. I do not. Oh, it is Bridges B Day. All right. There's something to like. I didn't know that, MJ. Good drop in the knowledge. This Mamu, look, he went nuts the other night, okay? He made 13 of 14 shots. He made 7 for 7 from 3. He scored 28 real-life points in 19 minutes. The odds of that happening again, I would put as 0. Now, will they maybe give him some run because of how well he's played? Maybe, but they didn't even give him that much run the other night. Let him play 19 minutes. So what are we projecting 4 minutes wise? I'll bet it's above where I think it is. Oh, no, only 18.8. They've got him with a median of 21. Okay. Well, look, it's okay. I don't love it. Personally, I'm going to try to get away from it, but we'll see. It just feels very chasey and for all the wrong reasons. You cannot ever rely on anyone having the night of their lives like that again. And, you see the game log. There's literally nothing you could hang your head on. Now, he's a pretty good fantasy point per minute guy. So maybe you could argue just that if he's going to get the minutes, that it's worth a play. I'm wishy-washy on it. I'm gonna sort of let that one give me what it gives me, and then so be it. It feels weird because that. I mean, what did he have the other night? He had 55 fantasy points in 19 minutes, 13 of 14, like I said. I said 28 points. He scored 34 real life points. 34-9 in 19 minutes. I mean, that's like, I don't even know who puts up those kind of numbers. That's just something you don't see very often. All right, guys, I'm probably going to get out of here. Not a whole lot else to talk through. Look, it's not my favorite slate in the world. I'm not playing a huge amount. I am playing a bunch in the lottery on FanDuel. I am playing the 1,555 on DraftKings, 2 in the Monster on FanDuel. But if there's any other questions, I'm happy to stick around. I just don't really know a whole lot more to go through on this slate. Just go through where I'm at exposure-wise, wait for the starting lineup from Washington, and then post-lock, everything is going to change, as we know, but this is just to give you an idea of where I'm at. We had a conversation earlier in the Discord just about anyone else on Philly. Let's see. I'm getting to below the field on Lonnie Walker because I dropped his projection. I think it's fine. I like being below the field on him. I like being about with the field on Justin Edwards. They're all fine. And I think that Butler's fine if you want to take a stab, but I'm not like excited about Philadelphia. I think I really like the Grimes play. I'm just going to keep beating that one down. I don't think we can call this fluky. I think this is actually more of who he is given the role that he's been given. And yeah, you're going to have some dud games in there, but like we haven't had them. I mean, you look at Grimes, like I keep pointing this out every day. He's gone 43, 76, 43, 46, 59, 41.75 in this role with usage rates all over 30 and as high as 40. And he's shot the ball well. There's no doubt about that. But man, I mean, the usage is just absurd, and it's a good matchup. So I could argue for that, just using that as your get different play. Now, I think there's other ways to go, but I'm just in on the Grimes thing. I'm not gonna let this get on me anymore. Or let myself overthink myself. Anyway, good luck to everybody tonight. I hope you guys crush it. Good luck to Sheets, especially. Take it home for us in the live final. We've been to a lot of live finals as a group, but none of us has pulled down the live final yet. Me and Rhodey never quite got the first place, and Sheets can become the first true DFSer to get there. So hopefully he pulls it off tonight. Good luck to everybody. Hope you guys crush it, and I'll see you guys on Monday at the latest. I'll pop in over the weekend, check on everybody in the Discord, and see how everybody's doing. But probably not going to do any shows. If I do, obviously you guys will know because you'll see it up on here. Appreciate it again. Thanks. Please like and subscribe, and let's make some money tonight, guys.